live here. I want to encourage you just to go to the bottom of your screen on your Zoom platform, find the chat function and just type in which town, country, or city you're dialing in from. It's always good for the team to know who we're talking to, and you are going to be introduced to a full team this morning. I'm seeing David, I'm seeing Andrew from Vereniging, David from Joburg. We've got Cape Town, Krugersdorp, Peter Maritzburg, Kroonstad on the call as well, Santon, Hillcrest, Pietermaritzburg Bay. We've got Pretoria coming live. We've got Bev from Sabi. We've got Krugersdorp again, Belgium. That's Wilfred and the European team. Great to have you guys on board here. Centurion, Cape Town, lots of Cape Town, Kempton Park, Ballito as well. That's here, my hometown. We've got Nikki from Joburg, more of Cape Town, Midrand, George. Tons and tons of people jumping on from all over. I've just seen Darren Drury from New Zealand as well. Great to have you on the call, mate. We've got Cape Town, Peter Maritzburg, more Cape Town. It seems like the Cape Townians tend to jump on early, which is rare, because if you go down to Joburg, everyone always pitches up 5 minutes late. So well done, Cape Town guys. We've got Frank from Johannesburg on the call as well. We're 1 minute away to beginning. So again, if you've invited people onto this call, please take the time just to send them a reminder right now that we're starting at 9 a.m. Central African time. So we are starting shortly. And again, if you just joined us and you're not sure how the Zoom platform works, I want to encourage you to go to the bottom of your screen, find the chat function, and just type in whichever town, country, or city you're dialing in from. It's helpful for the team to know who's on this call. I see we've got Dimitri from Cape Town as well. Welcome to the call. And I will be introducing you to a full team. We've got quite a full morning. We've got an hour of presentation, company information, product information. Then we've got an hour of training, and we've got a range of speakers. So you need to obviously plug in to grab hold of all of those. So looks like we got some more guys popping on here. Malmesbury's just popped on. Sedgefield's popped on as well. It's fantastic to see. We've got Derek from Cape Town, Kempton Park, that's David. Lukaniso from Port Elizabeth. We've got Pretoria online as well. Mel Sprate's come online. Great to see you guys. So it looks like we're just about ready to get started. We are sitting at 9 a.m. So we do want to give it 1 more minute for some of our guys who just come online, maybe people who registered but have just quickly got to pop into their emails to come online. We want to give them 1 more minute as well. Megan from Bloberg, great to have you on the call. But it looks like we're just about ready to get started. I'm going to do a little bit of admin on my side. We just want to click 1 or 2 things in the background here. Fantastic. But guys, we're just about ready to get started. I want to dive straight into this so that we maximize our time together. If we haven't yet met each other, my name is Bruce Hughes. I'm based in Ballito in South Africa. I've got 3 children. I've got an 8, a 6, and a 5-year-old. 3 boys. They're very, very busy. So I've got the outside area today. I've got the garden and the veranda. They're indoors today. But you might hear a little bit of background noise from time to time. My wife works a half-day job with a company called the Autism Project, working with families and kids with autism. And I'm a stay-at-home dad. I'm a stay-at-home dad who gets to work from home. He gets to drop his kids off at school when they finally open again. He gets to pick the kids up in the afternoon, watch the sports, get on the beach with them. And I'm able to do that because of the business model we're going to introduce today. So if you're on this call and you're looking for some time, awesome. We can show you how to buy back some of that time. What I found in the last little while with Corona having arrived, with this massive economic reset happening, what I found is that 2 questions keep popping up in people's minds. If you're 50 and over, you're probably re-looking at your retirement plan and trying to figure out how to make the most of it. I know that with 30% of stocks and shares having been wiped off the bottom line, people's RAs and pension funds are looking a little bit hairy, scary. And so I'm hoping by the end of today's presentation, you've got maybe a plan B, a second option to help bolster up your pension plan. Then for the guys who are my age, you're 50 and younger, the people who have families, who have large expenses, I want to teach you and share with you potentially how to earn extra cash flow during this time. I've spoken to tons of people on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, and they're all in that space of uncertainty right now. Our job today is to give certainty. Our job is to give information, and our job today is to give you some options. So if we've done that job well, then by the end of today, you'll have information that you can act on, and you'll have some certainty in yourself as to how to go through this period. We are in unusual times. There isn't necessarily a perfect game plan, but we're hoping by the end of today, you will have a game plan that makes a lot of sense. So having said that, I'm going to share my screen with you. So I'm going to just flip it over. This still blows my mind. I'm here in Belito, you're sitting somewhere, maybe some of you haven't even got out of your pajamas yet, and I can share a presentation with you, a PowerPoint from my smartphone. We didn't have to rent out a hotel. We didn't have to break any laws and sneakily meet somewhere. We're all able to sit on our laptops, on our smartphones, and work through a presentation. So having said that, guys, I want to introduce you to the company that I've partnered with, that a whole team of us have partnered with. It's a 10-year-old company called KaratBars. So why KaratBars? Very, very simply put, they're German registered. They're a GmbH. That simply means that the German government audits them twice annually. They were founded in 2011. It was the birth child of a gentleman called Dr. Harold Seitz. I'll introduce you to him in a moment. And the company has been expanding aggressively over the last 9-10 years. In fact, this slide is now outdated as of 2 days ago, because the company now is in 149 countries, and we've just gone past the 1 million customer and affiliate mark. They've got global corporate footprint in places such as Hong Kong, Singapore, Dubai, Slovenia, Romania, and Spain, as well as Bangladesh and the home HQ of Stuttgart, Germany. This is the gentleman that's made it possible. His name is Dr. Harold Seitz. He's an advisor to the German Senate. He's also a senator to the Global Economic Network and advises on gold and blockchain activities. And he has a simple vision. He wants to make sure that the normal person, the average Joe, that's me, the father of 3 boys, can have his wealth protected through gold, but accessible through digital platforms. That's the vision of KaratBars. So let's take a look at how that plays out. Now, for you to understand why that's the vision, I would encourage you to go online, download the book, The Future of Money. This book is almost a blueprint as to how and why the company is in place. For the last 10 years, Harold Seitz has been talking about there being a global economic reset. He's not the only one. Every super economist has been talking about it. The likes of Robert Kiyosaki, Alan Greenspan, Warren Buffett, every super economist out there has been talking about an international global reset, and now it's here. We're sitting in it. We're witnessing it. This is unusual times. The last time we saw a global reset was in 1928, 1929, during the global depression. So let's take a look at what the company's done. The company has identified that gold performs excessively well during times of uncertainty. Gold has a track record. Gold has been used as a form of currency and trade for the last 3,000 years. In fact, it was formalized as the standard for all currency in 1873. This was probably the greatest sale in history. The US was a brand new little country. They had just come through civil wars. They were a burgeoning democracy and republic. And this private company approached the politicians and said, we will look after your gold. Give it to us. We've got a secure location. We will look after your gold. You pay all printed money to that gold. You focus on the politics, but outsource the security of gold with us. That company was called the Federal Reserve, a privately owned company. And in 1873, the US government said, great idea, let's do that. So the US government started printing notes that were backed by gold, and the gold standard was born. A little while later, if you go into 1944, you would have seen that the Bretton Woods Conference took place. That was when the United States invited all the European heads of states into the US. It was 1944. It was the height of World War II. And the US government did the same sales pitch to Europe. They said, give us the excess of your gold. We'll store it safely for you. And let's pair all our currencies. That way Europe can rebuild. And the European heads of states agreed to that. It was in 1971 that the French government arrived in the States with a whole lot of bank notes and said, we need to exchange these notes for gold so we can take it back into France. And in 1971, Richard Nixon, to protect the gold reserve, to lose out on that gold, immediately canceled the relationship between the US dollar and gold. And he didn't honor that payment. And in that moment, every single currency that had been paid to the dollar suddenly became a fiat currency. Suddenly became backed by nothing but a country's GDP and debt. If you go look at any country right now, every country globally is in debt. America is in debt to the tune of almost $6 trillion US. Right now, the South African rand is in debt, and its national assets include Transnet, a failing airplane company, and a failing electricity grid. You need to just decide what's happening in your country to understand whether or not your currency is safe. Let's take a look at what gold's done, though. Gold has been a completely different story. Money's devaluing. We call that inflation. That's because governments are printing money all the time. It's called fiscal easing. The US just fiscal eased another $300 trillion into the economy. South Africa's just put another 500 billion. And the UK just went and printed another 200 trillion. $2 trillion. So there's a lot of governments that are printing money and causing inflation and hyperinflation to kick in. Gold is the opposite. You see, gold retains its buying power. Gold, 100 years ago, you were able to buy a vehicle with 1 kilogram of gold. Now, the price of that gold was $645, but the value of 1 kilogram could get you a car. 100 years later, the value of 1 kilogram can still get you a car, even though it's now closer to not $50,000, but $60,000 a kilogram of gold. Now, that's not to say that the value of gold has increased. That's just to show you that the value of money has decreased almost 9,000%, 9,000% in the last 100 years. And yet you and I are still trying to work hard for our rand, our dollar, our pound. We're still trying to work hard for our euros. We're still putting it in banks. It is absolutely criminal to think that that is a responsible thing to do. And as a father of 3, if I thought that that was smart, I would be costing my family if I kept doing that. So what has KaratBars done? Well, KaratBars has literally put in place what the gold experts have been encouraging every person to do. The gold experts have been saying, get gold into your portfolio, rescue your money. Another word for save money is rescue money. If you want to save your money from devaluing, if you want to rescue your money from being eroded, put it into gold. And what KaratBars has done is made it affordable. Most people can't afford to buy 1 kilogram of gold. It's too expensive. Most people can't afford to buy 1 ounce of gold. But most people can afford to buy 0.1 grams. Most people can afford to buy 1 gram. As a family, we made the decision, it was now 59 weeks ago, so over a year ago, we made the decision to take money every single week and push it into gold. So we've been saving at 1 gram of gold every single week. We've been rescuing the money we have and saving it into gold. And here's the radical thing. Since we made that decision, gold has climbed over 30% in the last 12 months. A better way to say that is the rand has plummeted more than 30% in the last 12 months. But we haven't felt that because we've been protecting our money. We've just been following people smarter than us, and we've decided to do what they do as opposed to doing what a couple of broke people have been advising us to do. So we're going to keep following the experts. We're going to keep following the super economists, and KaratBars has made it affordable. The 2 things that people complain about is the cost of gold. They think it's too expensive at 1 kilogram or 1 ounce. Well, KaratBars has solved that by making it small increments. The second thing people complain about is the liquidity of gold. Hey, once I've got my gold, what do I do with it? With KaratBars, you can choose to have it shipped to you using our shipping partner FedEx, or you can leave it vaulted for free with the company, and you can change the ownership digitally. They've made that possible through KaratPay. I owed a friend of mine money and got hold of him. His name's Nick. I said, Nick, I owe you X amount of rands. Do you want it in rands or gold? And he said to me, no, I'd much rather have it in gold. And so we set up a KaratPay account, and I sent him gold from my account to his account. And all KaratBars did is they changed the ownership on their side. So Bruce Hughes no longer owned X amount of gold, and Nick Arles did own that gold. And we did it digitally through KaratPay. And the company has grown this. They've grown an entire ecosystem around this. So now what the company has in place is a massive ecosystem that allows payments to happen. They've launched their own cryptocurrencies. They've moved into the telecommunications and blockchain space. They've got their own point of sale systems going into place. There's an entire back-end ecosystem built around not just the habit of saving gold, but now being able to liquidate it too. Guys, if you're on this call and all you've heard today is gold, that's good enough. It's a good enough decision to start saving into gold and start rescuing your money. And you can do that at small increments. You don't have to wait for a massive bonus, a payday. You don't have to wait for that special amount that's owed to you to get paid out to go buy a large amount of gold. You can take a little bit and save it every single week. Brent, can I have my video on for 2 minutes? Here's what I want to encourage everybody to do off the back of Brendan speaking. I want to encourage you guys to understand that one decision you get to make today is, hold on a second, I'm having a couple of issues here. There you go. One decision you get to make today is to save into gold. That's a good enough decision. That will pay off over time. If you're saving weekly or you're saving monthly and you do that for the next 5-10 years, it will make a massive difference. And I want to encourage you to do that, because I've sat with my parents. My parents are on this call. They save into gold. And we looked at what their RAs and their pensions were doing, and we realized that they had been sold a lie. And now they're making different decisions. And it's adding up. Every month it's adding up. Every month it's adding up. So that's the one choice you get to make. The second choice you get to make, which is what Brendan's going to be going into right now, is this company isn't just a company that makes gold affordable. This company is also a company that makes it possible to partner with them. So you can choose to be a customer and just save into gold, or you can choose to partner with the company and represent them and earn commissions. And Brendan's going to unpack why that's possible. Remember at the start of this, I said there's 2 questions that people are asking. Your over 50s are asking, how do we rescue our money? Because our retirement funds aren't looking so pretty. And my age is asking, how do we create more cash flow? Because jobs are being slipped out from underneath us. Brendan's going to go through how you can create cash flow by making a decision, not just to be a customer, but to also market. So Brendan, over to you. Thank you so much for your time this morning, bud.
Thanks very much, Bruce. Thanks. Welcome, everybody. Yeah, so, I mean, you heard Bruce's story, and, I got involved at the same time just over a year ago into KaratBars. And, I believe for wealth preservation and wealth creation, I needed to exchange my fiat. And I live in South Africa. I'm from Cape Town. To physical gold bullion. And you could see you could do that with KaratBars in small denominations. So that's fantastic. And we all believe and we know gold is a great idea to own. And specifically now, what we're sitting in 2020, we know because of what's going to come ahead with hyperinflation, and Bruce alluded to that with Donald Trump, almost $3 trillion Donald Trump is printing fake money to bolster the economy, which is a short-term gain. But the long-term effects will be very, very dire from a hyperinflation point of view worldwide. And UK, Europe's no different. They're also printing notes and money. So we're going to have a massive hyperinflation problem. And when we have those problems, gold is a safe haven. Gold is what the wealthy and the most people move their money towards. And gold increases in value. The last economic crash we had was in 2008, 12 years ago. And gold doubled in value, 100%, just in those 12 months. And we're looking at a 3-4-fold worse scenario currently. So I got involved and I chose to embrace the business opportunity side. I bought myself a business package, which is what KaratBars offered. And I just want to share my screen to continue here. And, KaratBars offers the same today. They've got something called multi-gold packages. And, you can, as Bruce alluded, as a customer, you can exchange anywhere around the world, 150 countries, exchange your fiat to gold. Or you could buy yourself a business package with KaratBars, which includes gold. So let's take a look at those. So, you could buy a business package of varying value. So it starts as bronze, as you can see there, 180 euro. It goes up, bronze. There's a silver package there for 595 euro, gold package, 2,200 euro. It comes with extra amount of gold bullion. That 1.5 grams cash gold, 6.5 grams cash gold is physical gold bullion. That's the purest form of gold you could buy, 999.9 fine gold, 24 karat. And you also get, most importantly, a business in a box. You get a virtual franchise. That status you get there, bronze, silver, gold, up until VIP, and I'll show you that just now, is a once-off cost that you own a business for life, which allows you to earn cash flow. And, I think with most people, they could probably resonate now more so than ever. If you're getting your salary cut, or you've potentially been retrenched, or you're worried about being retrenched or losing your job and income, I can sympathize. I got involved last year. I was unemployed for the first couple of months of 2019. I managed to get myself a new job in March 2019. but I was earning 25, 30% less salary in my new position. And wherever you are in the world, if you're earning more than a quarter less than you were earning the month before, you probably don't have liquid 25, 30% to save every month on your salary. As most people worldwide, not even in South Africa, live month by month. And so I needed to bring a plan B. I needed to diversify and create an additional income stream. And I bought myself a business in a box, and I bought myself what KaratBars called a VIP package, and they have them today as well. And you can take a look at them right now. Those are the VIP packages, which means that's the best business VIP affiliate status you could buy. Yes, you get more gold. You can see you get 10 grams of gold there. And with all these packages, now you get 10% discount codes. So someone's invited you to this call and this presentation today. You could probably get 10% off any of these prices by just asking them for a 10% discount code. So it cost me €3,000 at the time. I bought myself some gold. I actually got some cryptocurrency with that. I'm a huge proponent of cryptocurrency. That's what they had last year with the company with KaratBars. And I spoke to some of my friends and I said, I believe it's a good idea to move my money to gold and own some crypto rather than keep it in the fiat system. Rather than what Bruce said, failing RAs and pension schemes which don't work. I saw with my father, who's 70 years old and retired. He's not even living month by month with his old school saving RA that he had put in over all the time while he was working. And he didn't know about buying into gold. And I started buying gold last year. And my gold, what I bought last year, is really more than doubled in value. And I've been buying 1 gram of gold a week. So it's fantastic you've got that opportunity to do so. So why wouldn't I tell others? Why wouldn't I shout it out from the mountain? Why wouldn't I tell friends, family, work colleagues, anyone? We've got a 2 billion market plus of social media of to tell people how, point them in the solution, how they'd exchange their fiat to gold bullion. So these packages come with that cash gold. And remember, that cash gold is liquid. That cash gold, you could buy any internal service or product in KaratBars now and in the future. So you could purchase anything. You could even purchase the laptops and phones. They've got blockchain technology items and all kinds of fantastic technology products that the company has now. And they have amazing vision and rollout plan with Dr. Harold Seitz. We're wanting to bring the future of money to be digital gold, for us to bring gold back as a payment system. It's fantastic. And, this is liquid. And remember, that's what makes our gold unique. It's most affordable from a South African perspective. We've done our due diligence in terms of checking. It's 10% cheaper than anything else you could buy locally in South Africa, and it's the purest form of gold you could buy. Local South Africans may know the Kruger Rand coin. That's 22 karat gold, 91.7%. It's not 24 karat, 99.9%. So, here's an opportunity for you to buy, and you don't have to buy an ounce of gold, which is quite expensive. It's almost 30 grams of gold. You could buy it weekly in your own pace. So what KaratBars has is basically an affiliate marketing model. And with affiliate marketing, people go, what is that? That's word of mouth referral. We do it all day, all night, all week. I see it all the time on social media. We give restaurant recommendations. We give movie recommendations. With the digital economy age now, we give Netflix TV series recommendations while we board on lockdown. Wherever you are in the world, everyone's got access to Netflix. We know it. We do word of mouth referrals, but we don't even get anything for it from those companies. Uber started it Uber became the biggest taxi industry in the world by offering an affiliate referral code. And Uber spread wildly. Everyone spread the Uber app to everyone because they got a free taxi credit, whether it was £12, €15, 150 Rand. You got a taxi credit for sharing the Uber app and saying, use my code. So you could use the Uber system, get a free taxi ride by sharing the app. And through word of mouth referrals, nothing's more powerful. We know through COVID virus, that's how the virus spreads. It just spreads through duplication and compounding. So we don't actually have physical gold. And Bruce spoke about the cash gold. And here's an example of KaratBars' cash gold. That's 0.1 grams of physical gold bullion. And as Bruce said, FedEx can courier it to you, or you could choose to store it in their vault. I choose to store it in the vaults. I just sent an example for myself to say I had it physically in my hand. But I don't want to have to pay for shipping and pay for customs or duty, or have to look after it in my safe here in my home. I prefer to keep it in a secure vault insured there in Europe. And you could buy so and you could just accumulate it. And you could access your website online from a phone or laptop, just like we access our internet banking and we see our pound, euro, rand balance. Wherever we are in the world, we've got internet banking. Now I've got my gold banking where I just see my golds and grams stored there. And I don't have any gold to sell anyone. I'm not saying buy this physical gold from me. I'm just saying, guys, folks, take a look at a website. Go take a look at a website there. You go wild. Take a look at a webinar. You go wild. You buy 10 grams of gold, one gram of gold. You buy a business in a box. Because you're stuck at home in lockdown anyway, you believe you need to diversify and create an additional income stream, you go look at the website and you choose. And because I'm referring someone to the website, which is an e-commerce website, and KaratBars is a multi-billion euro company now that's been operating for 10 years, I will get a direct commission for referring someone to the website, just like I did so referring to a movie or restaurant, anything like that. I said, you go take a look there. Okay, so I'm not selling anything new. I'm just pointing to you as a word of mouth referral to take a look. And if I point Bob to go take a look and he buys a VIP business package, he says, Brendan, that's what I want to do. I want to buy some gold in a box. I want to buy a virtual franchise and start earning cash flow in euro. And he buys and let's call it 3,000 euro. I want to make 10%, 300 euro. Now, what goes two steps further with KaratBars, which makes it very much more awesome than Uber and Amazon. And Amazon is also an example of an affiliate marketing company, which is the biggest in the world. Amazon became the biggest company in the world because they offered affiliate model to the entire big merchants and stores for middlemen and home-based people to run Amazon home-based businesses. And that's how Jeff Bezos became the richest man in the world. KaratBars is no different. So they pay 15% commissions over 3 levels. Bob's bought his package now for 3,000 euro. I made 10% commission. Bob gets his wife, Mary, to buy a VIP package. She wants to run a home-based business from home. He's going to make 10%, 300 euro. I'm going to make 90 euro, 3%. Second level, because I brought Bob into the business. And if Bob got Mary involved, he's going to get 10%, I'm going to get 3%. If Mary brings her sister Jane in and Jane buys a 3,000 euro VIP pack, Mary's going to get 300 euro. Bob's going to get 90 euro, which is 3%. And I'm going to get 60 euro, 2%. So it pays 3 levels deep, 10%, 3%, 2%, which adds up to 15% commissions the company pays out in direct commission. And you've got to understand through duplication and compounding, that could grow quite massively. And the company pays out 7 commissions. And I'm only going to discuss 2 now, and then obviously just a new third one, which they've added for this year. And when you've got a team, that could compound. And last year, I spoke to 10 people in my first week, and I got 10 people involved. They wanted to diversify. They wanted to buy some gold and get some cryptocurrency to create wealth, to preserve their wealth in physical gold. And I got 10 people to buy that package. And then, when those 10 people spoke to 10 people over the next course of a few months, suddenly that's 10 times 10, that's 100 people. 100 people spoke to 10 people, suddenly 1,000 people. And that's how quickly compounding and duplicating works. And when you have a distribution network of 1,000 people in your distribution network, and they're purchasing gold 1 gram a week or 0.1 grams, or they're buying a phone or a laptop, or they're buying a business package, or whatever they're doing, volume gets generated into that distribution network. And that is all in my business team. And when they buy 1 gram of gold, which equals 1 unit, or a business package that equals 50 units, every product in the KaratBars system has a unit assigned to it. And this is the second commission, totally separate from direct commission, which we all know. Direct commission is like an estate agent or a car salesperson or any company you've worked for. You get a direct commission for a sale concluded. But what's also awesome through duplication and passive and residual income is the dual team bonus, which is the second commission. So when I've got 1,000 people now in my network, and I only spoke to 10 people, for example, in my first week, and now 6 months later, I've got 1,000 people in my network, whatever they buy and purchase, it generates volume. And whenever I accumulate 75 units, you can take a look on there, it's 25 plus 50 units on the left. Whenever I accumulate 75 units as a VIP status, and that's why it was important to look at those virtual franchises you could buy, as a VIP status, I would make 80 euro. And I found myself last year accumulating 75 units a few times a day. So you can imagine earning 80 euro, 80 euro, 80 euro per day, versus if you're a bronze status earning 40 euro, 40 euro, 40 euro. Take a look at the bronze status. It's still decent. So if you're the type of person sitting here going, I can't afford a VIP, that's going to be very difficult for me. I don't have the capital. I'm really, really struggling at the moment. There's still an option for you. There is no more affordable business that you could buy for 180 euro. Take away 10% of that, 162 euro, to buy a business, to buy a global business once off, no monthly fees. And you've got a license to build your own distribution network as an affiliate. And you can see there's silver, gold, it also tiers up. But I don't want to leave any money on the table. I don't want to earn half commission. I wanted to earn everything I could possibly, the maximum. And that's why I purchased a VIP pack. But you can imagine that over 1 month, 2 months, over 8 months, because I got involved in KaratBars March the 24th, 2019. So for the next 8 months, every day I made sure I was making 80 euro, not 40 euro. But you can buy a bronze package and buy a VIP package later if you're thinking, can I buy a bigger package later if I make some commission from the bronze? Yes, you can, but you don't pay an upgrade fee. You have to buy it fully again. So now you've got an opportunity to compound and duplicate. And you could do what Bruce said as a customer. Yeah, let's take a look. You could buy 3 grams of gold for 180 euro. But how much gold are you going to have in 12 months' time? You're going to have 3 grams of gold. How much gold are you going to have in 3 years' time? You're still going to have 3 grams of gold. Yes, the gold price is going to go up. It could double in the next year. It could triple actually in the next year because of hyperinflation. It's the smart thing to do. Whether you're thinking as a customer, or you're thinking, hey, I could be a customer and a business operator. So it's going to be smart. But if you take a look at that, you're not going to retire wealthy or be super wealthy for buying 3 grams of gold in 3 years' time. You're not going to generate yourself cash flow in euro every week, and you're not going to earn yourself, which is the new commission this year, which is the 8th commission, you're not going to earn yourself free physical gold bullion. So you could purchase a business package for that same amount of money, 180 euro. In fact, cheaper, 162 euro if you take 10% off that price. Yes, you're going to get less grams of gold, but that's the short-term small thinking. Yes, you're going to get a small amount of gold now, but now you've got a global business. Think of the possibility which you have in your hand to run from home now. And you know it's a great idea to start home-based business to earn additional cash flow. Most people are desperate. They're going to bed at night, dreaming of an opportunity to earn from home and online. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to preserve their money in gold. So you just need to tell 2 people to say, take a look at a presentation or take a look at a video link, take a look at what we're doing, and they help them achieve the same. It's advisable to exchange fiat. Wherever you are in the world, fiat is depreciating. Bruce has shown that. Gold has increased 400% in the last 20 years. Rand, us locally in South Africa, has depreciated 50% in the last year, 28% in the last 40 days. What's going to come in the next 6 to 9 months? Our peak infection is only going to be September for the COVID-19 virus. So help your 2 people that you bring in, get their 2 people to take a look, and it will compound and duplicate. That's all you're going to do in your first month. Remember, you're not selling them anything. You're just saying, word of mouth referral, go take a look at this website. Just like you tell everybody to go watch this great TV series you watched. And look how it could duplicate. If you're the type of person saying, hey, I can speak to 2 people a month, which is very low. I did 10 in my first week. But you think, geez, that's hectic. Fine. Let's look at 2 people a month. And you do that every month for a year. That's 24 people over a year. Take a look and you get them to help them achieve 2 people, their same 2 in the following month after they got involved in KaratBars as distribution network business builders with you. After 6 months, you've earned yourself 600 euro. 600 euro after 6 months. And after a year, 11,500 euro. For South Africans, double that and add a 0. That's 220,000 rand. That's 11,500 euro. That's great. Wherever you are in the world, North America, Europe, UK. But take a look at the right-hand column. This year, the company is giving you free physical gold, matching gold. At the same time they pay you euro, they're going to give you free gold. 819 grams of gold through just that duplication. 3 grams of gold you could buy for 180 euro. After a year, you still have 3 grams of gold. Yeah, I help teaching others how to do that and how to exchange their fiat anywhere around the world in 149 countries, as Bruce said, to gold. You're going to get yourself 819 grams of free gold. A kilo of gold is almost 50,000 euro, almost R1,000,000 rand, 1 kilo of gold. And it could double in the next year. It could triple in the next year in value. It's definitely going to go up. So take a look at that. And it cost you how much? 162 euro once off. And that's just your first year. And then it carries on compounding and duplicating the next year. And if you're thinking, hey, I could do 5 people, not 2. Or maybe I could do 10 a month. Exponentially, these numbers will increase for you. It's up to your own effort. These are hypotheticals. I'm merely illustrating here. Mathematical hypotheticals I'm showing you. But it's up to your own effort, how fast you want to earn and how much free physical gold you want to build and earn for free. And if you're the type of person sitting there thinking, I can buy a VIP pack, what would that look like? What Brendan did, what Bruce did, they bought a VIP pack. Let's take a look at the numbers there. Same scenario, getting 2 VIPs a month, 24 VIPs after a full calendar year. 20,000 euro earned after 6 months. After a year, 750,000 euro. Incredible amount of money. There have been people in KaratBars that have achieved that number last year. It's not impossible to achieve that. You're going to have to really roll up your sleeves and work very, very hard. But that's incredibly hard, you're thinking. That's going to be hard to get 24 VIPs. Where if you're in South Africa or anywhere around the world, in this economy, people are struggling, and that's okay. But what if you did 10% of that? 10% of this. 75,000 euro. That's 1.5 million rand. And take a look at that. 6 kilos of gold, if you manage to do those numbers, that's 300,000 euros worth of free gold given. 6 million rands worth of gold. 3 million euro. For free. Only cost you a VIP package once off. It's up to your own effort. Again, this is hypotheticals here. But it's up to your own effort how much you want to earn. And we get paid our euro, in case you're wondering, every single Friday. Every Friday we get paid our euro. And this year I'm very excited because now we're also getting our gold delivered to us for free. And we get paid into our own MasterCard, our KaratBars MasterCard. This is, as an affiliate, you get your own KaratBars International MasterCard. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. You can put this into any worldwide ATM. If I'm in North America, I was in Las Vegas in December with our team. Put into any ATM, I could draw out US dollars. I could swipe it at the MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas, pay for my accommodation. If I'm in South Africa, any ATM I put in there, I could draw out rands. I could swipe it at any store here. It's an international, it's a MasterCard like you got with your check or credit card. So if I'm in the UK, I could draw out pounds. And we get paid every Friday. And now we're getting physical gold delivered to us. So take a look at the packages. Oops, apologies. Take a look at the packages and see which one you can afford. Which area, how fast do you want to grow? Are you going to be a silver? Are you going to be a gold? Do you want to be a VIP and not leave anything on the table now? Of course, you're going to get more gold for that. But if you can only afford anything, and if you're wondering even if you can afford 180 euro, sell something. If you're the type of person that, with respect, can't afford 180 euro now, and you have no savings ever in your life, you have absolutely no savings, you can't afford anything, find something to sell to get that 162 euro so you can start a business now and start earning cash flow. Find it. So let's sum it up. You could buy a business package. You're going to get some gold with that. Once you've bought your business package, which is a global business for life, you're going to get some physical gold with that. You could then start saving into gold weekly, fortnightly, monthly. The choice is yours. 0.1 grams, 1 gram of gold. Whatever you prefer, whatever you can afford. You're starting to save. Don't keep it in the bank with fiat depreciating or put into a savings account. Move it slowly every week into physical gold bullion and tell and teach others. We are in the space of educating others how to do that because most people don't know how to do that. Most people think they have to buy expensive coins and hold it physically in their hand or their house, worried about getting stolen. Tell others about the KaratBars solution, the most affordable, fine, pure gold you could buy globally. It works. And at the same time, some people go, I'm a customer, I just want to buy gold, and that's great. And at the same time, let them choose. Maybe they'll look and go, hey, I want to get some gold, and at the same time, start my own distribution online business from home. All I got to do, I don't have to be an expert, I don't have to be a gold expert or financial expert, but get people to watch a presentation. It's a team and community that we support, and we get paid weekly in commission, and we earn free gold in our MasterCard every single week. It's as simple as that. You got the choice right now to make. You could buy gold, or you could buy a business package, virtual franchise with gold, and then buy gold every week afterwards. But at least now you've got a global business, and that's what I'd recommend, especially during lockdown. And in case you're wondering, that sounds great. What support is there? You mentioned team support. We've got a system that duplicates. We've got our own user CRM system called Go Beyond Gold. It's got a marketing video link you can just send to people saying, you watch. You don't have to be the expert to explain it. You can get people onto live presentations. We've got ones Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday evening, sometimes at lunchtime. We've got Saturday mornings, one year now, and we've got team trainings on a Saturday. There's a training following this, which Bruce is going to be leading. The top trainers in KaratBars in the world. He's going to be leading to show you how you could start your business, how you could start earning money right now. We've got the system that duplicates and creates wealth. And if you're the type of person going, hey, geez, if I could just make 1,000 euro, if I could just make 2,000 euro, this business can do that for you. In South Africa, 1,000 euro is 20,000 rand. Remember, I started this business part-time. I was working in the IT field. I was working 8 to 5, Monday to Friday in a job, but I was earning 25, 30% that I was earning the year before. So I did this business part-time. And I was thinking, geez, if I can make 1,000 or 2,000 euro extra a month, that would be brilliant for me. That's what I was thinking to help. And you could do that part-time in this business. And now we've got the perfect business solution that you could save some of that money that you earn in euro, getting paid every Friday into your MasterCard, save into physical gold, 20%, and save 10% of into cryptocurrency. You don't have to do this. This is our recommendation. Long, smart term, physical gold saving, and cryptocurrency is wealth creation. If you had put 1,500 rand or 100 euro into Bitcoin 10 years ago, you'd have over 1 billion rand today, over 50 million euro. In 10 years, it's been the best growth ever. Any commodity, 1 billion% growth. And we've got a fantastic cryptocurrency coin that's going to be a utility coin on their blockchain system for the next couple of years. It's exciting. So you could create a lot of wealth in cryptocurrency by getting involved as an early adopter now. And the beautiful thing with KaratBars is our system is liquid and spendable. The only system in the world where you could buy gold, move and exchange your fiat to gold, and gold is increasing in value. So store it in your back office. And while it's increasing in value, you could spend it at any time using the MasterCard. No one else has that. if I owned a 1 kilo gold bar, or if I owned some Krugerrand coins in my hand, or gold coins, and I went to Mercedes-Benz and dumped my golden coins on the desk and said, I want to buy a car, they'll say, sir, we don't accept gold. We don't accept physical gold. No one accepts physical gold to purchase. But if I've got my gold loaded in my MasterCard, I could swipe. So now I've moved my money and exchanged my fiat wherever I am in the world to physical gold bullion, wealth preservation, growing in value with the price of gold, and it's liquid and spendable in the rainy day. Only company that does that. It's the perfect business solution. It is literally the perfect business solution. So get back to the person that's invited you, find how to register, and we're going to go through that in the training. Bruce is going to show you how to register yourself into KaratBars, and then choose yourself a business package, which I recommend. If you absolutely believe the business package isn't for you, then get some gold now, and you could always jump in later to get a business package. But I can assure you, people sitting there on the sidelines that feel that nothing's going to be affected in terms of their job, it's going to be too late for you in 6 to 9 months' time. You need to take action now. I started that plan B a year ago, and I found myself I felt that I was undervalued in terms of my new job. But luckily, because I started this business part-time just to try and make an extra 1,000 or 2,000 euro a month, after 5 months, it allowed me to leave the corporate world for good. And I left the IT world. After 18 years as a C-level executive, I left the IT world and started doing KaratBars full-time from the 1st of August. So what does that mean to you if I'm now doing this full-time after 17 years in the IT world? It's business as usual for me during this lockdown because I'm still at home. I get to spend more time with my kids. I don't have to worry about 15 days workday leave. I could drop my kid off at school, go to gym at 10 o'clock, come back home and run my own home-based business online and earn euro, earn a global currency. Wherever you are in the world, earn in euro and help others achieve the same. It's the best opportunity in business to do that. We've got a team mantra of getting hashtag 1 million lives debt-free over the next 3 years. And Bruce and I and many other people are now working in KaratBars full-time from home as affiliates, being your own boss. With what's going to come ahead in terms of the coronavirus, I understand. I can understand people are scared. I can understand people have limited amount of money left. But don't wait let that money run out in the next month or two when you could start a cash flow business now for once-off cost with various and many options that suit your budget, depending on where you want to start. So thanks very much for listening. Bruce, I'll take it back from here. I assume you want to get some testimonials on. Thank you.
Awesome, Brent. Thanks so much for your time, bud. And guys, you need to understand that when Brent talks, he's not talking the talk. He's having walked the walk. And so he plays at a high level. He plays from a place of integrity because he knows what it takes. So please understand that every single person that we bring onto these calls are not people who talk the talk. They're people who've walked the walk. And so they can give you advice. They can give you, with credibility, solutions to move forward on. Having said that, I do want to introduce you to some of the other people in our team, some of the people who've partnered with us who are aggressively marketing. Guys, we understand that we will find customers. People, when they see how cheap the gold is, how easy it is to purchase, will find customers. But our team focuses on finding marketers. Our team focuses on creating cash flow. Our team focuses on increasing market share. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple of people right now who are helping increase market share, who are helping increase awareness in the marketplace. One of those couples is Michelle and Eugene Blichnout, based up in the Johannesburg area. They come from a traditional business background. They're going to tell you a bit of their story. But Michelle and Eugene, over to you guys. Camera on and microphones on, please.
Hi, everybody. Great to see you all. And well done for taking your Saturday morning and learning and shifting, because you've learned some powerful stuff this morning. So from my side, I've had a soft spot for property since the age of 21. We've accumulated property, so I love assets. I run an accounting firm, been doing so for the past 10 years. But there's a problem in business models. And I'm seeing a lot of businesses taking a heck of a lot of strain at the moment. So for me, the idea to invest in gold already logically makes sense. The second aspect is if you look at what KaratBars is offering you as a business model, how many of you, raise your hand, how many of you have ever thought of owning your own business, running your own business, but not known, what would I do? What would I sell? Where would I start? This is a company that's offering you a full key system. Other people's products, other people's system, you've got full system support, and you're not on your own. You're running your own business, but in a team. It makes logical sense. That's my side.
Yeah, from my side, Bruce, interesting fact, and I don't know how many people know this. So I was kind of bullied into this business. I was part of a business without knowing I actually had a business. So my wife came home and she was like, boom, we've got a business for you. And I was like, okay. Started looking at the business and really, really struck a chord with me. For us to actually move some of our fiat money, for our rands and dollars, into a safe, stable way of keeping money preserved, that was a game changer for me. And now I can go and tell people to go and do the same and build an online business. For me, it's almost like a no-brainer. So yes, guys, awesome. We love this business. Love to meet you all soon when we get out of this lockdown. Super excited. Thanks, Bruce.
Eugene and Mish, thanks so much for that. Both of you are just absolutely killing it, guys. You need to know that these are full-time parents, full-time corporate, and full-time KaratBars affiliates as well. So we love the pace that you guys set. Thank you. I'm going to change gears and introduce you to Lisette. Lisette comes out of the recruitment space, okay, which means she's at the coal face of seeing what's happening with multiple businesses and multiple industries at the moment. Lou, I've made you host, so if you can turn your camera and video on, we'd love to hear from you.
Hi, everybody. Happy Saturday. So, Brendan and I had a conversation this time actually it was March last year. And it was a conversation about, Lou, I found the perfect business where you can change people's lives forever and be involved in technology, which was one of my big passions because my background is recruitment in technology and people. The difference is I can change people's lives forever, as opposed to just placing you into a job. I place you into a business. And what it's done for me, it allowed me to go into this business full-time since September last year. I still have conversations around recruitment and careers. And before COVID-19, it was about between 3 to 4 people, out of every 3 to 4 people, they either were being retrenched or changing jobs or in the middle of jobs or having salaries cut or retrenchments. Now, I'm still having those conversations, and now it's a one-to-one. It's out of every 2 people, 1 person in that is actually either having salaries cut or no job at all. Which is scary. And these are competent people with real skills, but do not have an opportunity about where to go and what to do. The nice thing about KaratBars, you don't need to think about anything. You don't need to think about research and development. You don't need to think about technology. You don't need to think about people, about business plan, structure, strategy, leadership. It's all there. All you need to do is plug in and play, leverage off your skills, leverage off what you know, and we teach you the rest. And that's what's been amazing about this business. I've learned stuff that I thought I knew 20 years ago. And, you learn every day. And the people you surround yourself with are phenomenal. So thanks. Over to you, Bruce.
Lou, thanks so much for that. And it's always good to hear what's happening at the coalface. I think sometimes we can, go and stick our heads in the sand or stick our heads in Netflix. So thanks for just sharing a lot of that, Lou. We really appreciate that. There's one other couple I want to introduce everybody to. It's Natalie and Andrew Haratsides. Natalie and Andrew Haratsides are grandparents. They come out of the traditional franchise space, restaurant owners, and they transitioned into this virtual franchise. So Nats and Andrew, would love to hear from you guys. You've been with the company for 6 years already. We're just children compared to you. Our track record with the company is tiny compared to yours. We'd love for you guys to just share with the team, what your experience has been with the company over the last 6 years and why you transitioned out of the restaurant franchise space into KaratBars. So over to you, Nats and Andrew.
Firstly, Bruce, thank you so much for such an awesome presentation. To you and Brendan, you guys do such an awesome job. And good morning to everybody. So Natalie and myself had the Wimpy franchise. We had it for 13 years. In 2010, an agent walked into my store and offered me $6.5 million And in my arrogance, I said to the guy, "You must be joking. This is going to be my pension fund one day." But what I didn't know was that the 3 banks that I had next to me in the mall, right next to the Wimpy, were moving out to another center. And when they moved out, I lost a lot of feet. And with that, turnover dropped, but my expenses were still going up. They were still the same. They were going up. And so it was costing me. And 3 years later, after having 13 shops around me emptied, the center said, well, they're going to move my store. And we went to the meeting and they offered me 150,000 to do the move. That's what their contribution was going to be. But the move was going to be 1.3, was going to cost me 1.3 million. So as hard as what the decision was at the time, we decided, no, we'd rather sell than stay in the center. So I sold it and I managed to get half of what the store I was offered in 2010, 3 years later. Now, anybody that is sitting on the fence deciding what to do about this business, we had a meeting on the 28th of April 2014. Tony invited us for a cup of coffee and showed us the business because we didn't want to get back into a mall, back into the franchise again. And Tony showed us this wonderful opportunity of showing people how to save money in gold. And that excited us. So we joined 28th of April. And when I look back at my life, especially the last 6 years, I say, thank God every single day. Because had I stayed in the Wimpy business, it would have taken me 3 years to have got my money back doing that move. And can you imagine being closed for the last 6 weeks without any income? So we cannot look into the future, but we can create our future. So if you're sitting on the fence, guys, now's the right time to get in. Just think where you will be a year from today, 5 years from today, 10 years from today by just saving in gold. So Bruce, with that, it's over to you again, bud.
Andrew, thanks so much for that. Guys, I love spending time with Andrew and Nats. We got to spend a little bit of time in Madrid, Spain last year at a work conference. We got to spend a little bit of time in Amsterdam last year. And when they speak, I want you please to listen. This isn't a couple giving some advice out of a book they've read. This is a couple who've lived a life, who've made different choices, and I weigh their words heavily when they speak. So Andrew and Nats, thanks so much. Guys, we're going to be changing gear this morning. We're going to be coming to the end of our presentation. We're going to be going into some fundamental training. We're going to train from 10 until 11 on some basic next steps. There's a gentleman called Lou Holtz. He's the most successful football coach in NFL history, and he writes a book about creating winning strategies. And he's got this simple term, and it's called WIN. It's called, and that stands for what's important now. There's a lot of information that's been shared. And we can overwhelm you with an entire ecosystem, an entire history, an entire compensation plan. We can do that. It's not going to help you win, though. So what we're going to do instead from 10 until 11 is we're going to teach what's important now. So that you have next steps that you can go take if you wish to go and market this. Again, guys, our team is focused on marketers because we know customers will come. But our team is focused on creating massive market share and moving masses of products. So if you want to stick around for training, I encourage you to quickly go grab a cup of tea, glass of water, a notepad, and a pencil or pen, because our training session is going to be chock full of value. But before we do that, I want to introduce you to the gentleman who's helped every single one of us put these structures in place. He's a close friend of mine. He's my business mentor. We've traveled the world together. He pours into lots and lots of people's lives. And he's a man who understands both the sacrifice in building a business and the strategy on how to build a business effectively. This has been the space for the last decade. So Andrew Eaton, over to you. Microphone, video on. You've got the mic for the next 10 minutes. Tell us why it's critical to stick around for training, and tell us what's needed to change up here in order for us really to grab hold of this. Thanks, Andrew.
Brucey, good to be here. Good morning, everyone. Great to be on this webinar. Fantastic presentation, guys. Thank you so much. And what I want to say to you guys is I'm sitting in my room. I've got a global business. I'm sitting in my room on a Saturday morning building a global business. And I want you to let that sink in. I'll show you here. There's the bed. Covers behind me. Global business. 20, 30 countries around the world. And the reason I say that is not to look good, guys. The reason I say that is because right now we know a couple of things. Right now we know that people are worried, and rightly so. 2008, I had my own traditional business, bricks and mortar business, IT business, and that went under in the last economic recession. If you guys remember, it was the subprime catastrophe that happened in America and affected the rest of the world. So I was affected and my business was gone. And for the next 3 years, I sort of stumbled around without really any aim in life. And in 2011, something happened in my life which changed it forever. You know, I was sitting at home and we just got news that my little 2-year-old girl, who's now 11, was autistic. And I was looking at this little girl. I remember just looking at this little girl walking around the house, oblivious to the challenges that she was going to have for the rest of her life, knowing and feeling so helpless as a parent because we had no time and no money to give this little girl what she deserved to have a fighting chance. And it was that day that I decided that I needed to change. I needed to do something different for this little girl and for my family. And the answer for me lay in affiliate marketing. The answer for me lay in network marketing. You see, this is something that I understood about network marketing. I understood that you can create a lot of wealth from the comfort of your home, and at a very small risk. And you see, I couldn't take big risks in 2011. 2011, I was still broke. And so that was the day that I decided to think differently, to do different things. And funny enough, you know, Bruce, I'm a huge follower and a huge fan of Lou Holtz. I've read his book twice, his book Winning Every Day by Lou Holtz. And that win analogy is such an important analogy, an acronym. What's important now? In 2011, I realized what was important now was to start creating a passive income. And that sent me on the journey that we're on now, guys. And my life has changed completely. You know, I started part-time, but within 8 months, I was making more money from my part-time gig than my full-time job. I want you to let that sink in. In 8 months, I was making more money from my part-time gig than my full-time job. And it was then that I was able to transition into going full-time. And when I went full-time, this is what I realized. I realized that for me to really explode this business, for me to create real wealth, to do what, guys? To do what? To have enough time and money to give this little girl what she deserved in her life, I would need to put systems in place. I would need to learn from people who make $1 million a year or more in this industry and apply it into my business. And so for the next couple of years, that's what I really sunk my time into and a lot of money into. And so when that started to happen, when we started to apply that, by 2015, 2016, I had my first 6-figure year in dollar terms in network marketing. And all of that was because I had applied a system. And what I learned is people, and listen to me now, there are probably a lot of talented people on this call. People don't build big businesses. Ray Kroc didn't build a big McDonald's. He was super talented. Bright guy, saw the opportunity. But he didn't build McDonald's. McDonald's didn't get to the size it was because of Ray Kroc. McDonald's got to the size of what it is because of the systems that Ray Kroc put in place. And there's the key. And so what I want to tell you is that what we're going to teach now, what we're going to spend the next hour doing with you is teaching you the simple, and I want to emphasize the word simple, systems that we have created, that we have put together to give everyone the best chance they can to succeed in this industry. We know it works because we're building a huge team. Last year, we were the fastest growing team in the entire KaratBars community in our first year. And I'm proud of that because it's a system that we put together. So what I'd like to encourage all of you to do is no one drop off this call right now. If you're on this call because you wanted to check the business out, well done for taking the first step. You now understand how it works very simply, what money you can make, very simply how you can make money. how we can solve a problem for you, and that is that we can help you create an online business from home right now, and you can help you earn euros and gold. Euros and gold. Vitally important right now, how we can help you protect your fiat, depreciating fiat currency into real gold, guys. Real gold. 24 karat, 999.99 bit karat gold. That you've seen now in the presentation. And I want to congratulate you for sticking around. But if you're really serious, and guys, time is not on our side. I don't know where this recession and this depression is going to go. So time is not on your side and time's not on my side. Time's on no one's side right now. This is the time to take quick decisions and even foster action. And if you're one of those people, and what I'm saying makes sense to you, even if you have not actually registered and started the business with us, I would like to encourage every single one of you to get out a pen and a piece of paper and spend the next hour taking notes as we introduce you to some of our best trainers that have already succeeded in this business, help you understand how simple this business is. So thank you very much. I hope we still have, we're somewhere between 200 to 300 people on the call right now. I hope we're still all on in the next hour. Congratulations on spending your Saturday morning learning how you can protect yourself and thrive during this time. Thank you. Back to you, Brucey.
Thanks so much, Andrew. Guys, again, this is a man who's walked the walk, and I couldn't have asked for a better friend and mentor through this process, and he's become that to so many people. So guys, we are going to be changing feet in a moment, and here's what I want to encourage every person to do. The best way to do a due diligence on a company is from the inside out. In other words, the company is so transparent that they'll allow you to register a free account, no obligations, no enter your card details here, no 30-day trial run, none of that rubbish, okay? You can register a free account and you can go do cost comparisons on the price of the gold products. You can go and check out the compensation plan. You can go and orientate yourself on the back office so that what we're saying starts coming alive just from a concept into a contract in your mind. That is the best way to do a due diligence. Don't make the irresponsible decision of being an orphan in the street reading other people's opinions. That is the worst way to do a fact check on a company. And so I want to encourage everybody to do your fact check from the inside out so that you're actually looking at the facts. That's step one. I'll take no offense to you right now sending a message, a WhatsApp, a Facebook Messenger to the person who invited you onto this call and just ask them, send me a registration link now, please. Send me a registration link now, please. Because then at least you can do your registration and you can see what we're saying. You can test what we're saying. What we're going to do now is we're going to go into some basic next steps on how to get set up and how to build this business. And we're going to go into a very, very low-tech 30 minutes. I'm going to be going through a flip chart. And then from 10:30 onwards, we're going into a high-tech look at the company, because Jean Meyer is going to take us into the back office of our marketing and CRM system, and he's going to show you how we track growth, how we create growth in our business. So we've got the tools, we've got the systems. And at the end of that, as we start wrapping up for the day, just before 11 a.m., we're going to be doing a draw, and people will be winning gold today. We're going to have 2 winners away with 4 grams of gold. That's about 250 euros of gold, which is about 5,000 rands worth of 24 karat 999.9 proof gold. So stick around to find out who's going to win that. In the meantime, let's go straight into it, guys. This is my favorite part. This is where things start getting real. This is where the rubber hits the road. So just some mechanical next steps, some admin stuff that I want to take you guys through. Firstly, let's make sure everybody has a registered KaratBars account. The easiest way to do a due diligence. Also, it's your easiest way to get started. The second decision that needs to be made is which multi-pack to purchase, which business in a box to purchase. Now, Brendan shared that the different businesses have different prices, and those prices have to do with your ranking, your earning potential. Think about McDonald's again. And guys, we like going back to McDonald's because I think everybody has seen a McDonald's, but you can buy a McDonald's at a cheap price in a small town, and its earning potential will be low. You can go and buy that McDonald's. It might cost you $1 million US. It doesn't come with a bun, a Coke, or even a burger, but at least you've got rights to the intellectual property, you've got rights to the system that works, and you've got rights to market on behalf of McDonald's. And that might be a small price tag in a small town. You could choose to go and buy the McDonald's in Piccadilly Circus in London. You could choose to buy the McDonald's in Times Square in New York. You could choose to buy the McDonald's in Santon City. Different price tag, same products, different earning potential. And so it really is on you to look at your finances. If you're going to market this, look at what makes the most sense to you and figure out where you're starting on the spectrum, because the earning potential is different. The volume bonuses are bigger the higher up your ranking. Your matching gold bonuses are bigger the higher up your ranking. Here's what I do want to encourage, because I understand that everybody has to start somewhere. If you are starting on one of the smaller packs, make it part of your strategy to set aside some of the commissions you're earning until you can afford a VIP pack, so that you can do that purchase once off, and now you've got that ranking for the rest of your life. You've got that earning potential for the rest of your life. You're not leaving any money on the table. Okay, so start wherever you need to, but have the goal to get the maximum earning potential as part of your strategy. Okay, so that's the second thing you need to do. First thing, make sure you register a KaratBars account. Second thing, decide on which multi-pack, that once-off expense you're going to come in at. If you're coming in at lower than VIP, then you've got a twice-in-a-lifetime expense. Start somewhere so you can start earning commissions. Make sure you're saving so you can upgrade at a later stage. That's the second decision you need to make. And I want to encourage every person after this call to maybe set up a 10 to 15-minute slot with the person who invited you and talk through this. Talk through the earning potentials. Talk through where you're at. Be transparent, because the way that we can best help is to understand where you're at and then create a game plan around that. So the next step is to go through our support structures. We've made our support structures simple. Here's what we know. The simpler something is, the more easily it duplicates. The simpler something is, the less goes wrong. So we've created 2 support structures to help serve you. The first is a Facebook page. We call it the GSB, Jai Hugeness page, and somebody can add you to that page right now. In fact, if you're on this call and you're not on that page yet, if you haven't liked or followed that page, just message the person right now on WhatsApp and just type in the word page, ? So that they can go, oh, flip, let me quickly show you how to access that. If you like and follow this page, then you will get access to our full buffet of presentations, of trainings. We post all our webinar links on there. We post presentation links like this. We post training links like this. We post Q&A sessions. We post social media training. We post every single activity that our team is doing onto that page so you can access it. That's like our buffet table. When you stay at a hotel and you walk into that big eating area in the mornings, and there's just this massive breakfast buffet out there, the hotel's not expecting you to put everything on your plate. The hotel's expecting you to grab the bits that you love most. We have created a massive buffet here, and we're inviting you to grab the bits that make the most sense to you, and grab the bits that make the most sense to the people that you're talking to, and grab the bits that make the most sense to your team that you're growing. So we've got the buffet. It's on this page. If you're not liking and following that page, you can't get access to it. So make sure you like and follow it. The second thing we've done on Facebook is we've set up a Facebook group. Now, a group is a private group. Not everybody has access to this. Everybody can access that, which is why you can tag friends and family in the posts that are relevant, but not everybody has access to a group. A group is a private space. It's for members only. It's where we do our personal development and our leadership development. It's our safe space. And so if you're not part of the group and you have bought you have registered your KaratBars account and you have bought your multi-pack, then you can ask the person to add you to the group. And you just type the word group ? To them, and then they can send you a link. Here's what happens when you are added to that group. You click on the Facebook link, and that link's going to ask you 4 questions. It's going to say to you, hey, what is your username? It wants to check that you've got a registered account. The second thing it's going to do is going to say, who helped sponsor you? In other words, who gave you a registration link? It wants to see whether or not you're part of our community. We want to make sure that it's a safe space, you're not a spammer, and you're not a robot trying to access our group. So that's why those two questions are asked. The third question it asks is, have you ever been in any quick cash schemes such as Triple M, USI Tech, BTC Global, MTI? It asks that question because we want to understand the mindset of the people who are coming into our community. We want to understand if people have been burnt, if people have lost money, if people think that this is just a get-rich-quick scheme. If we understand where people are at, then we can help manage people's expectations. Guys, please understand that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. It takes work. It takes the movement of products. This company cannot pay out commissions unless products are unless gold is being bought, unless multi-packs are being purchased, unless cell phones, laptops, CEMs are moving through the market, unless more and more products are capturing market share. And so it's important for us to ask that question to understand your mindset. And the last question I ask is, do you comply with this group's rules? In other words, are you going to be a positive, encouraging influence on this group? Are you going to add to the DNA and culture? So make sure when you ask permission to be added to the group to answer all 4 of those questions. If you don't, the admin just declines your application. So make sure for that. So tick box 1, have you registered an account? Tick box 2, have you started weighing up the earning potentials and where your finances are at to see whether or not you'll be starting at certain rankings? Tick box 3, plug into our buffet, our page, and plug into our private group, our support. Those are the 2 that are on Facebook. You might be saying, why Facebook? Guys, Facebook is the most prevalent social media platform. We use Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram to build our businesses. So if you're not on social media, I really want to encourage you to get into that. We will help train you on how to professionally engage in that space. Who here has been in a position where you're on Facebook and someone's just vomited onto you? They've just like sent you a whole long message. This is what I'm doing for these reasons, and ask me how. Okay, that's called a vomit. We don't want that to happen. If you've ever been vomited on, you can type the word vomit right now. I just want to see who's been vomited on so I know who I'm talking to, because here's what I want you to know. We want to make sure we put training in place to stop that happening on social media. We want to make sure that we equip you to actually engage effectively, professionally, and more important, honorably on those social media platforms. Guys, I'm seeing a whole lot of people have been vomited on. So we want to make sure that we don't get that reputation. We don't want to be that community or that group. Okay. So those are the 3 basic tick boxes. The next box I want to talk about, and this is what Jean's going to be spending time on from 10:30, is we've put together a marketing and CRM system called Go Beyond Gold. We call it GBG for short, Go Beyond Gold. KaratBars has no monthly obligation. KaratBars has no annual obligation. KaratBars has no subscription fees. KaratBars also doesn't have an effective marketing solution that's easy to track. Okay, because they're a global business across multiple nationalities, they haven't quite hit it in an effective manner. So what we did is we sat down as a team and went, let's design a system that we know will work. And so Andrew, along with 7- and 8-figure mentors, over the last 8 years, we've been designing a CRM and marketing system. We update it constantly. So we update the marketing videos, we update the CRM tracking systems in the back office, we update the personal development, the leadership development, we update the how-to videos on that platform. And because of all that work and IP that goes in there, that product comes at $29 a month. This is an optional product. You can choose not to build this. But I just want to tell you in 2 minutes my story. So in 2017, January, I went through burnout. That had been coming. It had been coming for about 18 months. But when you leave it for that long, it hits you like a sledgehammer. Who here has been through burnout? Just type the word burn if you have, because you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You get hit with a sledgehammer and everything falls apart. Your emotions, your ability to think, your ability to act, You as a person become a robot. And I'm seeing a whole lot of people on here sharing. Don't worry, guys, your words only come to us, the panelists, so it's not like the public can see what you're saying. But I'm seeing a lot of people are saying they've gone through that. So you'll know what I'm talking about. I went onto medication to sleep. I went onto medication to function. I became a non-person, a non-husband, a non-father, a non-person. And so when Andrew and I sat down and he said, Bruce, here's a business, I said to him, Andrew, I can't do this. I can't talk to people. I can't engage effectively. Man, I battle to get out of bed in the morning at the moment. I failed. I can't do this. And I had failed. At that stage, I had failed. And it cost us a lot of money. And Andrew said to me, show people a video, pass them to me. Show people your marketing videos and pass them to me. I'll do the heavy lifting. I'll answer their questions. I'll answer their concerns. I'll help them with next steps. And so that's what I did. I paid $29 a month and I just showed people the business. I said, this is what I'm doing. Have a look. Do you have any questions? Great. I want to introduce you to Andrew. And I showed and passed, and I showed and I passed, and I showed and I passed. And this tool saved our family's finances, along with obviously support from our family and friends. But this made our business duplicate, grow. And so if you're umming and ahhing over this business expense, I want you to know it's an exceptionally powerful tool. I'm a big fan of it. Okay, so these are the 4 check boxes. Let's talk about some simple actions you can take right now. Just some of the mechanical things that are needed in order for you to move forward. Now, any business needs a customer base. Any business needs a market. And so when you're starting out in this, you need to be thinking about who can I engage with this particular product, with this particular solution. I want to talk about the 4 kinds of people that I love engaging with, the 4 types of people who really understand this business model best. I want you to know that it's worth making a list of people. It's worth just being mechanical, not emotional. It's worth just doing the action. Your phone will have, on average, over 300 contacts. Your Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn accounts will have, on average, over 350 contacts. I'm asking you to tap into both, go through it alphabetically, and try and find 200 people that fit these 4 criteria. Okay. The first group of people I want to look at are professionals. I want to go through my list and look at professionals, people who are already exceeding in whatever field they've chosen. They might be professional sportsmen. They might be professional life coaches. They might be professional estate agents, professional recruitment agents, just really professional in the corporate realm, CEOs, etc. They are people who exhibit traits of professionalism. They are already goal-orientated, they are already structured, and they are already disciplined. It's how they became professionals. Those are the types of people I want to engage with. So I'll go through my lists, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, my contact list, and I will try and identify professionals that I want to engage with. The second kind of person that you want to add to your list are people who are in the sales or commission game. They're in sales or commissions already. These are recruitment agents. These are property brokers. These are car salesmen. These are traveling sales reps in the medical realm or other. These are people who get a base salary, but receive commissions based on goals that they reach. Again, they're structured, they're disciplined, and they set goals. They are the perfect person to talk to. So I'll go through my contacts list, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and I'll be asking the question, who do I know already who's involved in this industry? The third type of person. So I want to find professionals. I want to find people involved in sales or commissions, and I also want to find entrepreneurs. Let me describe an entrepreneur to you. It might be someone who owns a business. Yes, generally that's an entrepreneur. But it's also somebody who might be a professional in one thing and doing another. It might be the lawyer by day, but every 6 months they're buying properties and flipping it. Okay, they're expressing their entrepreneurial spirit in that area. It might be the teacher by day, but she's doing online dance classes in the evening to earn extra money. She's expressing that entrepreneurial spirit. It might be the doctor by day, but they're selling goat's cheese at farmers markets on Saturday because they're expressing that entrepreneurial spirit. There are tons and tons of people who do one thing and another. Those are entrepreneurs. So it's not just the business owners. So as you're going through your list, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, ask yourself the question, who do I know who's entrepreneurial? And then the last type of person, the fourth type of person that I want to be engaging with is anybody who can afford a 3,500 euro VIP pack. In other words, people who already make good wealth decisions. They already live in the good home, they drive the nice car, they wear the nice clothes, and they go on the good holidays. The reason they're able to do those sorts of things is because they understand fundamental wealth principles. They understand how to make their money work for them. They understand how to leverage what they have. And those are fantastic people to talk to because they will see the value in gold. They will see the value in leveraging a system. So those are the 4 types of people that I always want to try and find out of my contact list, out of my Facebook list, out of my LinkedIn list. I want to find the professionals, people at the top of the game. I want to find the people involved in sales and comms. I want to find the entrepreneurs, and I definitely want to find the people who make good wealth decisions. That's a solid list. That's the solid list to begin with. And again, guys, that's 3,500 euros. Okay. Right. So if that's the list, and all I'm asking you to do is write it down, guys. I'm not asking you to act on that list yet. Just write it down so that you've got an idea of the market, the correct market to engage with. Step two, very simply. All business is conversation. All business is having the ability to engage with people. Business is not a vomit or a pitch on day one. Business is a conversation. So we've been teaching our teams to follow natural conversation topics, natural, easy conversation questions that you can have with people to see where they're at. You want to see where people are at before introducing your product or your opportunity or your solution. And the only way to see where people are at is to engage with them. I've got a friend of mine whose father is in hospital. He caught the coronavirus. He's been in ICU. And the only reason I know that is because I reached out with him and started talking to him. I'm going to explain what this acronym means in a moment. But in our interaction, I found out that they are on their hands and knees and they are praying for their father to recover. Now, the good news is he's recovering, guys. He's going to be coming out of hospital in the next, 3 weeks, but he's on the mend. Everything's going well. Okay. If I had not had a conversation with him and I had vomited my business pitch to him, in his emotional state and what he was going through, he would have remembered I was the guy that did that. And we would have potentially ruined a friendship, a relationship, a future business relationship. It would have been ruined. So I want to encourage every person right now to use natural conversation flows to see where people are at instead of vomiting on them. So we talk about the LORD acronym, which is location. Guys, if you got pens, please write this down. If you're a fast typer, no, not everyone can see, so don't worry about that. If you got pens, write this down. Location, occupation, recreation, and desire or dream. These are very easy questions to ask. I'm going to give you some examples right now. When I'm talking to people on LinkedIn and Facebook, I'm going, hey, Steve, what city are you based in during this pandemic? Hey, Amy, what city are you in during this corona outbreak? Hey, Mary, how are things going in London during this outbreak? Hey, Dave, how are things going in Cape Town during this outbreak? If I know what city they're in, I'm asking the question. If I don't, I'm asking which city they're in. I'm asking the location question. And people will tell you, man, things are hectic at the moment, or wow, things are going really well, or in our area, it's been really good, or in our area, it's really exploded. People will tell you what's happening where they're at. People are highly aware of their sphere, their location at the moment. So ask the question to see where they're at. That's a location question. The second question I'd encourage you to ask once they've responded is ask how things are going with work. Hey, so does that mean you guys are at home at the moment or are you on flexi hours? Hey, so what has your company done? Have they sent you guys home or are you allowed back in the office yet? Hey, during this lockdown, are you guys on flexi hours or did you work from home before? Hey, was your business already online before or are you at home? Ask the question. People are talking about business right now. Lou shared it. You know, she's not just hearing those stories because she's in the recruitment space. She's hearing those stories because people are talking right now. So ask the question. Location, occupation. The next question, which is a super fun question to ask. Hey, Steve, what are you doing to keep sane? We're going for runs in the morning. Hey, Mary, what are you doing to keep healthy? We're playing tennis with our kids. Hey, Dave, what are you doing to keep sane and healthy? We're playing tennis and going for runs with our kids. You can ask the question because people are sharing all sorts on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn right now. People are sharing recipes, they're sharing exercises, they're sharing activities. So it's a natural conversation to have. Every time you're asking questions, you are engaging and finding out where people are at. And then a really fun question to ask is, hey, when this is all done, what are you going to do? Hey, when lockdown's finished, what are you most excited about doing? Hey, when lockdown's over, what's that first holiday you're most excited about? If you're asking those sorts of questions, you're finding out where people are at. And here's the most important question to ask. And this is a question you'll only ask if it seems appropriate. So I want you to take your pen, pencil down. I'm going to repeat it 3 times, but this is where you want to take notes. Hey, Steve, I don't know if there's a fit here, and this might be a shot in the dark. But if I could show you how to earn euros working from home, would you have a look with me? No problem if not. Hey, Mary, I don't know if there's a fit here, and this might be a shot in the dark. But if I could show you how to earn euro from home, would you have a look with me? No problem if not. Hey, Dave, I don't know if there's a fit here, and this might be a shot in the dark. But if I could show you how to earn euros from home, would you have a look with me? No problem if not. You only get to ask that question, guys. You only get to ask that question if you've taken the time to see where people are at, if you've taken the time to engage in conversation with people. That is your transition question. That's the question that takes you from a conversation into a business pitch. And if you want to get really good language, really good scripts, really good powerful conversation pieces, ways to engage with people, I'm going to post a 22-page PDF into the comment section of this Facebook post. Whatever Facebook post you received on this, go into the comment section. It'll have a banner saying Saturday training, yada, yada, yada. It's on our Facebook page. In the comment section, I'm going to put a PDF that gives a whole lot of helpful language to help you transition people from conversation into business. And if you ask that question, people are only going to say 3 things to you. Absolutely not. They're going to say depends, or they're going to say yes. So absolutely not, depends, and yes. And if it's a depend and a yes, then you've got an opportunity to say, great. I want to share some marketing links with you that I think will really help create clarity, and we can jump on a call to discuss it. Hey, I want to invite you to a presentation that will really create clarity, and we can jump on a call afterwards. Hey, I want to share some videos with you that'll help us have a really productive call. Can I send those through? Hey, I want to put you onto a presentation that'll help us have a really productive call. Can I add you to that? Hey, what if I sent you some marketing videos sharing what we're doing? Would you look at it? Hey, what if I added you to a presentation showing you what we're doing? Would you watch it? Okay, those are how we expose our business. We expose our business through our marketing links. And again, John Mayer is going to be going into exactly what that looks like. He's going to be sharing a screen, taking you into the front and back office of how we track this. But also, we've got our Facebook page that constantly advertises our presentations. So this is what we send to people. 30 minutes before a presentation, get really good at asking this one question. Or get really good at sending this one message. Presentations in 30 minutes, you're probably going to have a bunch of questions off the back of it. I want to introduce you to my business partner, best person to answer the questions. I'm going to put us on a 3-way group. Hey, Steve, presentation starts in 30 minutes. You're probably going to have a bunch of questions afterwards. I want to introduce you to my business partner, Bruce. I'm going to throw us on a WhatsApp group so you can answer those questions. Hey, Mary, our business presentation starts in 30 minutes. You're probably going to have a bunch of questions afterwards. I want to introduce you to Steve, my business partner, best person to answer your questions. I'm going to put us on a 3-way group. And that's all we do, guys. We put people onto 3-way chat groups, 3-way messenger groups, 3-way WhatsApp groups. That's how simple it is to start your business. That's how complicated it is to start your business. Start on a list, because that's your market. Have conversations with them to see if your market's ready. Transition to a business conversation. Show them your links to your presentation and get their questions answered. That's all we do. That is the win principle. What's important now principle. Everything else is noise. Everything else is overwhelm. And what we don't want to do is overwhelm you. We know that in the next 3 to 6 months, you will have all the information as you grow into this business, as your knowledge grows. We've put the structure in place to help you do that. So if you can talk to people, you can invite them to look at your links or presentation, and you can introduce them to somebody else to answer their questions, you can build this business. So guys, I want to thank you for your time, because that was the low tech side of what we do. I want to introduce you to Jean Meyer. He's going to be taking you through our GBG, our Go Beyond Gold marketing and CRM system. And once Jean's finished that, we're going to be doing 2 draws today to see who walks away with 4 grams of gold each. So stick around, Jean. I'm going to be bringing you on shortly. In fact, Brendan, you host, if you can bring Jean on. Jean is from Joburg. Guys, he's owned multiple businesses. He owns his own gold mining operation. I love it when some expert comes along and tells us our gold is expensive, because we've done the calculations on it. Jean's probably the most hardcore oak when it comes to addressing that. But here's what's exciting about working with Jean. He happens to be one of the most structured, most disciplined, most driven men I've ever met in my life. And he's going to show you how you can take the GBG platform, get really deliberate around using it, and get massive results because of it. So Jean, we're going to be handing over to you. Brent, if you can just transition us into Jean there, that'll be super helpful. And I'm going to be putting myself and my camera on mute. Jean, over to you, my friend. Jean, just check that your microphones are on. We can't share anything at the moment. We can see your screen though. We can see your screensaver. And for those of you who don't know how big Jean is, that is how big he is over there. Yeah, Jean, we can hear you now.
Cool. Okay. Good morning, everybody. And Bruce, thanks for that introduction. I just want to make one setting on my camera quickly. Okay. Good morning. I just want to have you, basically everybody that's watching this, just in the comment section, just type for me, who's here on the first time watching GBG who has not watched it in the past. Just by typing in first, I want to see that who has not watched GBG at all. Okay, there's quite a few. Okay, before I'm going to go into GBG, I want to share a portion of my story with all of you. That's what's happened in the past 2 weeks of my life. And this will basically give you a little bit of an insight of how my mind works and why I'm so goal-driven as to goal setting every day. Now, those of you that knows a little bit of my background will know that I've been in the gold mining industry for about 22 years. I'm not a trust fund baby. I didn't inherit a lot of money from my father. My father is a normal accountant. That's why I'm in the accounting industry, because that's how I grew up. But I learned at a young age to take my financial knowledge and turn it into a business. So I've been a hustler since I've been 18 years old. Hustling into business after business, building up not an empire, but basically working myself up into the gold industry. Now, through that period of time, I managed to get into the mining industry. Now, I made a lot of money. I lost a lot of money. I learned a lot out of it. And through the past, I would say 10 years of my life, I managed to build a gold refinery with an annual turnover of just over 4 billion rand per year. Now, that ended up me in getting involved in court cases of government due to scrupulous politicians trying to take over my business, with threats of nationalization. Now, I just want to share a portion of my screen with you. Now, this is, for the past 2 weeks, has been keeping me busy. Now, as you can see here, now look at my cursor, look at that figure there. Now, those of you can see that figure,
John,
that's 596 million.
John, your screen isn't sharing it. Your screen hasn't updated. Okay, there it is. Thank you.
Okay.
It had, Bruce, it was there. Sean, okay, go ahead.
Okay. You can see that figure there. Can you see all that figure there?
Yeah, I can see
so
it.
596 million rand. Now I'm going to go to you in another letter. One of 643 million rand. Now, these are summonses that SARS has given to me, that they claim that I owe them. Now, just a brief background is that I've been involved in court cases with SARS and with the government now for the past 10 years, where they're trying to steal, utilizing government officials, utilizing the law illegally, to try and basically take over mining activities for their own benefit. And they're using SARS to do it. So I've been involved with court cases, and every time when I win a case against us, they come up with these ridiculous shit, excuse my language. Now, this is 2 demands that I received again this week. As a matter of fact, I received them yesterday. Now, what they do is basically they take this to take my focus away from running my business. Now, if you have ever been in a position where you will receive a letter of demand from any, I would say, creditor or government or whoever institution might claim that you owe them money, if you receive 2 summonses to an extent of 1.2 billion rand, if you're not goal-driven, if you don't have an exact plan in your mind on how to deal with it, you're going to go into stress mode and you're not going to focus on your business. Now, Robin Banks is a very personal friend of mine, a very dear friend of mine, taught me a while ago a few very powerful mind power techniques. And if it weren't for that mind power techniques, I would have been basically possibly in a nut house at the moment after getting this type of demands. Now, applying the mind power techniques in my day-to-day activity, that is what's helping me to take these guys on, expose their corruption, expose what they're doing to people, and just trying to steal their mining assets. Now, some of you might ask, but John, why is this important to you in this industry? Now, when I joined KaratBars, I saw a way that I can generate an extra income for me, because you can imagine to take this type of corruption on, what my legal fees are being at the moment. So I have to generate extra funds to be able to pay my lawyers and my advocates. So to take this new shit on again for the next foreseeable future, I've got an extra expense of at least 5 million rand per year for legal fees. And that's going to be my goal that I've set this past week again for me, that I have to earn extra for the next for the next 2 years per year. So that's an extra 10 million rand that I need to earn for the next 2 years. Now, how am I going to do that? Utilizing my existing exposure to current businesses. So I've devised, again, a structure for myself, a goal for myself, what I have to do per day, per week, per month, per year, to generate an extra 10 million rand over the next 2 years to be able to afford my legal team to take us on and basically stop them from taking my mining assets and give it to a bunch of corrupt politicians. And this is why Gold Beyond Gold is so important to me. Now, for those of you that have not seen or know what Gold Beyond Gold is a CRM tool, but it's also a video link tool that you can use to get excitement and interest, we call it a teaser, to people to watch and get them interested in your business. Now, the way that I run my Go Beyond Gold per day, it's got a CRM tool where you can basically set up your prospects. Now, I want to go into this prospect here. I'm on Kleinarts. Now, this is basically what I will set up when I start my discussion or my conversation with someone, whether it's via Facebook or whether it's via LinkedIn, or whether it's someone on my contact list. Now, Mont is one of the guys. He has an alias called Herman Berta on Facebook. Now, this is his personal details. There's his email address. There's his telephone number. Now, this will allow me to put all the information that I have, that I gathered in my conversation with him, into what I know about him. So, yeah, I can basically put all his details about his family, his occupation, his recreation, his money matters. Yeah, I can make notes on how I make contact with him. Yeah, I can put my actions in as to what I have to do. Now, I'm going to show you. Now, this is a guy that I've been communicating with on Facebook. Now, this is a note that I made for myself. He said, he asked me for my messenger for more information, and his name on Facebook is Herman Berta. Now, the fact that he asked me and contacted me directly out of seeing one of my posts and on my conversations, that makes him a high priority for me. I met him on Facebook. That's the source of the contact. So his level of interest, based on the message that he sent me in Messenger, are very important. So the actions that I took based on when I got his Messenger mail is I sent him a GBG link. He already watched the first video, and he watched several videos thereafter later on last night. He also then immediately went into, after seeing one of the videos, to register his own profile. So I made a note. He registered a free profile. So now I know my next follow-up session with him will be to get him tapped up into one of our sessions, into our getting started, and get him basically known how our packages works. So this will tell me, if I go back into his profile, as to what my next follow-up session with him must be and what my conversation will be. Now, I've set up basically a reminder for myself of last night. Then I can set the system basically when the system can notify me when to follow up with him. Now, what will happen, and I'll show you now what did happen when Armand or Herman received that link. So when we're talking about the GBG link that we send out to people, that's the video link that we sent out to a new prospect. What will happen when they receive that link? If they click on that link, this is what will happen. This is the Facebook, or this is the page that will open up. This is ask and watch this video. So if I'm going to click on here, and if I'm Herman Berta or Armand, it will ask me to put my details in, my email address, agree to the terms and conditions, and say click here to watch the video. Then a short video from both Bruce and Andrew then will come up, explaining to you what the business is about. After watching this video, it's about a 2-minute long video, you've got the option to say, either save into gold or I want to earn commission. The majority of the people that are watching these videos will say earn commission. Then a second video of Andrew Eaton then will come up, explaining to you as what he just did a few minutes ago, as to what this business meant for him. After watching that video, you've got the option to go into an information presentation. That's a 36-minute long video that will basically give you the background and show you one of our pre-recorded webinars that was recorded 2 weeks ago. Exactly as what you saw between 9 and 10 this morning. Then this is what Armand did. He was convinced after watching this is the business that he wants to get involved with. So he pressed the button register for free. The information video then comes up showing you how to register, what to do, and how the registration link looks like. Once you watch the video and know what to do, you click the button register now. Then the system will take you into a KaratBars login video or a registration link. Exactly as what was described in the video. So if I now say become an affiliate, There you can see there's my sponsored details already. I don't have to put it in. The system does it. This is how clever the Go Beyond Gold system is. Now, if I go into my contacts, now this is what the system have done with Armand. They can see he's the last person that watched the video yesterday. The system will tell me he watched the video. Now, these tabs, there's his follow-up and place order. These are the tabs that I am in control of. As you can see, if I go my cursor over the Go Beyond Gold tabs, I can't add that. I'll get you that now, explain to you what that means. But these basically tabs, the follow-up and the place order tabs, is basically my note as to where am I with Armand, what my actions with Armand is, and whether he has become a KaratBars affiliate or not. So I've already basically acted on what I've seen basically from Armand. Now here I can see that he's watched basically the main video. The system also told me that he has registered his own profile. I got a reminder email from both KaratBars and Go Beyond Gold that he has registered a free account. So that little tab there, when I got that email, I went into my Go Beyond Gold and I clicked on that tab, making a note for myself that he has placed basically an order becoming a KaratBars affiliate. That's how I keep track basically of what my communication with Armand is. Now, if I go through the rest of these first 10 people on this page, you will see there's 2 people already that basically watched either video or that I had communication with that became KaratBars affiliates. These people, these 4 with the green tabs, these are the ones that I have followed up in between fighting with SARS and with the government the past 2 weeks in court. Now, getting off this call later on today, this is the other 6 that I have not followed up. This is part of my work that I have to do today and tomorrow is to follow up with these people and then make a note that I have followed up. Now, while I'm on the screen, I just want to take you into another one of my screens and go into this client's profile. Now, this is a question that came up with one of our existing users early in the week. Now, as you can see here, when I went into Armand's profile, you can only see here where my cursor is that he watched 1 video. In this lady's profile, it says that she's watched a 2nd video. Now, what the system will do, and this is the way that I keep track of my prospects and contacts. Every time, now the first video is 2 minutes long. Now, the moment you have watched 20% of that video, the system will make a note that you have watched that video and will show you the percentage. Now, let's say a person clicks on the first video and only watched the video for 10 seconds. The system will not register that video because 10 seconds is not 20% of the length of the video. Then this lady went on further and watched a 2nd video. Again, she watched more than 20% of the video. And in my note of watching the 2nd video. Now, this question has come up from several people that are watching and using this system at the moment. Now, I want to say to you, and this is basically how I found it out, by playing around with the system. I didn't listen to someone else. I physically took the system apart, I played with it and see how it works. I created my own profiles, watching videos, and see what is the time constraint that I have to watch every video before it notifies me on the system. That's how I picked this up. Now, I'm going to go back into another person's profile quickly. If I go into that person, although the system registered him as a contact because he put his details on, if I go into this guy's contact, it says Andy Pelser. It will show me that he hasn't watched any video at all. So now I know that he has registered. There's his email address. I can remember the message I sent to him on Messenger, sending him my link. So now I know the fact that he hasn't watched the video will tell me now what script do I need to use or what method do I need to use to contact him. Because if I'm going to ask him a question about the video, knowing that he has not watched the video, that's basically going to make a fool out of myself. That's why it's important every day that you have to follow up. to see what actions everybody on the system has taken, because that will tell you how do you communicate next with either a prospect or a contact on the system. Now, I've got 5 more minutes left, so before my 5 minutes run out, I just want to go through to you to show to you how I keep track of my own targets per day. And then it will resonate with you as to why I'm so goal-driven using the system. Now, as you can see here, there has not been a lot of action on my Go Beyond Gold for the past 2 weeks due to me being in court most of the time and fighting with my lawyers and with SARS. But yesterday, Armand did watch the video. So the system made a note of the video that is watched. Now, when I started working again this morning before the videos, I started with my follow-up process again. So you will see I've got 2 people that have already followed up since last night and this morning. If I click on that button, it will tell me now, I've adjusted again my earnings on the system based on what has happened the past 2 weeks. Now, utilizing the figures that I've set for myself on the system, what my income needs to be using the system worked out for me what my conversion ratio needs to be. Now, for me to reach my income goal, which I've set for myself on the system, it tells me I need to have a conversion ratio of 80% between people that have watched the video and people that have followed up. Now, because I've followed up more people than watched up videos, we'll see it's 200%. So it's above the 80%. So there I'm fine. Now, if I go back into the next tab, my conversion ratio. To reach my target, I need to have a 25% conversion ratio using these figures. The moment it's 100% because both of the people that I've followed up through my court cases this week have signed up in KaratBars. So that's why I've got around 100% conversion ratio. But if I'm going to take my dates down since the date that I've started using Go Beyond Gold properly, so I've been using Go Beyond Gold now for about 9-10 weeks properly since I've been playing around with it. This is my figures since I've started with using Go Beyond Gold as a CRM tool. 80 people have watched my videos. There's my conversion rate, 88%. So it's above my 80% goal, which I've set for myself. Now, from my follow-ups, up until the people have signed up in KaratBars, of the 71 people that I followed up, 37 have become KaratBars affiliates over the past 8 weeks. Now, my goal, remember what I said for my income, I need to have a conversion ratio of 25%. So at the moment, it's 52%. So if I continue doing what I've been doing the past 8 weeks, I will reach my goal of my income. Now, this is how I'm goal-driven. This is how I set myself, and this is what I check every morning. Am I above my goal? If I'm not, I need to know what I need to fix to get there. Now, this is the last portion which I need to give attention on. Now, this is the conversion ratio from people that have become KaratBars affiliates to new users. New users are people that are using Go Beyond Gold the way that I'm doing it and that is registered as Go Beyond Gold users. Now, for me to reach my financial goal, my percentage share needs to be 20%. At the moment, it's only 10. So I need to know, and this tells me my work for the next few weeks, I need to get this conversion ratio up to about 20%. So that tells me I need to go back to my new people that joined KaratBars over the past 8 weeks, and I need to show them the benefit of what KaratBars or what Go Beyond Gold can mean in their business and how I'm using it. So that tells me this is where I need to work on myself and the way that I need to follow up with my new affiliates. Now, you can see there's a red tab that says learn how to improve your conversion ratio. If I press that, this is the next clever part of Go Beyond Gold. There's 5 training courses about the system that teaches you what to do. Now, as you can see here, Helix Project is one of the training projects that we're currently on. I'm 55% through the project to even teach me and learn myself every day to learn and to use the system better. So I would encourage every one of you to use the system on a day-to-day basis. Because prior to my past 2 weeks in court, I've set aside 2 hours a day where 1 hour of those 2 hours I spent on each project. The other hour I spent on a course that I've written myself up on Eric Worre and Grant Cardone. So I would encourage you, use this training tool of Go Beyond Gold. Now, I think my time's up. I'm going to hand over back to Bruce.
Jean, thank you so much, bud. And guys, just understand, I mean, this is a man who's literally lived in the courts for the last 10 years. I talk to guys who say, I don't have time, or I'm too busy, or things are hectic. And I just think of Jean and I'm like, really? Honestly, this guy lives in the courts. He's fought many battles and he's still able to punch massive numbers because he's structured and uses the system. So Jean, thanks so much for leading from the front on that in amongst everything that's going on. Guys, we're going to be changing gears last time for today. We're going to be going into a time where we can do our draw. We're going to be drawing out 2 winners who are going to win 4 grams of gold each. And in order for us to do that, we're going to be switching across to Brendan. Here's what we've done. Here's been the criteria, is we've been on a big drive to see how many exposures our team can get out in the marketplace, how many GBG links can be viewed. So the 2 draws that are happening this week are only off the back of 1 week's worth of activity. Every single time someone was able to get 3 or more links viewed a day, their name was entered into the draw. If they did 6, 10, 20 links in one day, they have their name put multiple times into the draw. And so whoever's name gets drawn out wins 4 grams. That's the first prize. The second prize that's going to be drawn is the person who's got the most links viewed overall. In fact, it's the person who's done the most market capture overall. So we're going to be handing over to Bren now. Bren, I just want to double check that you are host. Absolutely great. And Bren,
yeah, most
cool. The draw.
Cool. Thanks, Bruce. Well, I mean, the first draw isn't really a draw. We are, as we said, it's 4 grams of gold. We're going to give away twice today. And that's the person who sent the most links for the week. So Bruce, we can announce that first, and then we'll do the random draw. So the person who sent the most links for the week, congratulations to Rian Turk from Hermanus. He wins 4 grams worth of gold, which is worth €250, which is 5,000 rands worth of gold. Congrats, Bruce. If you want me to get him on, we can get him on. Do you want me to get him on to do a testimonial or chat?
Yeah, we definitely bring both of them on at the end. Let's bring them both on at the end.
At the end, okay, cool. So guys, we're going to do the random draw now. I'm going to do it on my machine. So you will see, let's just see I get it correctly. So make sure you can see it. Yep. Okay. Guys, so as what Bruce said, we have randomized all the names into this randomized tool. If you have more than 1 entry, you will see there are hundreds of names here. Okay. So, or if you've got multiple entries, you've got multiple entries as you got added, as you did your 3 links. It has all been double checked. We've got it perfect. So we're going to click a random name. The computer will generate and go through this list of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of names, and we'll choose a winner for the next 4 grams of gold, the next 5,000 rands. So without further ado, I'm going to do it live, so you'll see it happen right now. Let's go. Going through all names. You may see your name popping up there as it's checking. Christy Hartnardy wins the 4 grams of gold. Congrats, Christy. She actually happens to be my downline. So well done, girl. And she certainly has. She probably had her name less than some of the other people, but that's how it is. You got to be in it to win it and be randomized. And we'll get her on as well. Thanks very much, Bruce. Let me get them for you.
Brent, can you pull up Christy? Rion's just typed in to say his microphone's not working, so maybe just pull his video up. He can do a bit of a wave. But we'd love to hear from Christy. Christy, we want to know where you're from. We want to know your work background, and we want to know what you've done this week to make it possible to grow your business. Just quickly, 1 minute, those 3 things.
Christy, okay, you should be able to turn on your camera and your mic. I've made you host. And Bruce just obviously grab it back when she does. Christy?
Sorry, I look terrible. I can't believe, what am I supposed to do? Sorry.
So Bruce is saying again, where are you from? Christy, tell us about where you're from and what you did, the activity this week.
Well, I'm very lucky to have got this because I think I'm not even going to say, but I have sent out a lot of links. Whether they've been watched or not is a different story. So I'm just feeling very lucky, and I'm from Joburg.
Fantastic, Christy. Well done. Awesome stuff. And then Brent, can you pull up Rion's video so we can take a look? And I'm happy to talk a little bit around this crazy gentleman because his microphone doesn't work. But Rion Turk is based in Hermanus, okay? He's what we'd call part of the older generation. He sometimes whines about the fact that we've got an unfair advantage because we know how to use Facebook and stuff. But Rion's got the most links out using Facebook, using LinkedIn, using Instagram, using email, using his WhatsApp contact list. This man went from, you guys, wait, to being in beast mode this week, which means he's got a whole lot of people who are suddenly exposed to KaratBars. Now, here's what's really exciting, Rion. Here's what's really exciting for this team is that on the 21st of May, Robert Kiyosaki, one of the super global economists, is going to be talking about the power of saving into small increments of gold. And Rion, you've just exposed a massive market to that concept. Imagine inviting them onto Robert Kiyosaki's webinar where he literally reinforces the same message you've been saying. So guys, make sure you diarize the 21st of May for the likes of Rion and the rest of the team who've done such exceptional work. All of that work is going to pay off because more and more people are getting the message that is simple and lines up with what you are telling the market. So guys, we want to thank you for your time. I want to thank Brendan and John and every single person who's spoken today, every single person who's added value today. And I want to finish with these two things. Before you get off this call, make a note right now to ask someone for a registration link so you don't forget. Life's about to get busy. It's the weekend. So ask for your registration link. The second thing you need to do is ask for 10 to 15 minutes of their time, 10 to 15 minutes of their time, so you can roadmap a strategy off the back of what was taught today. So guys, thank you for your time. Brent, thank you for yours. Well done,
Bruce.
Winners.
So Bruce, just so you know, we can see Rion. Rion's online. He's been showing pictures and he says he's stoked. I don't know if you can see on your camera. So he is online. He's turned his camera on and he's been writing sort of text. Show it again, Rion.
Yeah. Rion's got his earphones.
So hashtag teamwork. We're up. Hashtag minus lockdown rocks. Okay, cool. Cool.
Rion, you beauty. So guys, again, well done to our winners. Well done to the team who's made this possible, and well done to every one of you who took 2 hours of your day to start thinking differently. Now it takes action. So thank you to everybody. Have a fantastic Saturday and get busy over the next little while to set yourself up for some success. Cheers, guys.